Hi guys, so today I'm filming on a slightly different camera, so if the audio quality is not quite as great, I apologise now, but that is what we're working with. My other camera is not around at the moment, and I think it's completely out of battery because I had a shoot yesterday, so I am really sorry about that. But and if it seems like I'm shouting, that'd be why, because this does not have an external microphone, whereas my normal camera does. So one of the things that what I wanted to talk to you guys about today was some club photography tips. If you guys are interested in photography, or in club photography in particular, you'll find this video quite helpful. I have about 3 years experience, 3.5 years experience of working in clubs. Don't do it so much now, but at one point it was like my go-to thing. There were some weeks where I got like 6 nights work a week and shit like that. So anyway, here are a few of my quick tips on how to get into or deal with situations, or what to know about club photography. Basically club photography 101, so what you need to know and how to go about it, sort of thing, basically. So my first tip is don't take too much kit. Now you may be like, oh, but I like taking kit around, you know, I like to show everyone how much kit I've got. Hold up right there, rewind. There's no need. Take what lenses you think you need, take a external flash, obviously, take a camera, obviously, take what you need. Don't take things you don't need, because if you are in a situation where you can't keep your bag anywhere safe in the club and you don't have anywhere to store it, you may find that you are carrying your kit bag around with you in the club, and you do not want to be carrying excess kit that you are not using. 1, it's heavy to lug around. 2, it's going to get thrashed around. People are going to spill drinks on your bag. You are potentially going to get slammed into walls, and people are going to push past you. Your bag can get smashed against the wall. Shit like that happens all the time. So again, if you can find somewhere to store it, find somewhere to store it. That is cool, that's always good. I always make sure that I have somewhere to store mine, because quite frankly, carrying it around for me, I don't think it's ideal. In a busy club, it's not practical, it is not ideal. You need somewhere safe to put it. Ideally a cloakroom or somewhere is pretty good, or a staff room, somewhere like that. If you speak to the people where you are working, they're generally pretty good about this sort of thing. Tip number 2, be very self-aware. You are going to get pushed around, you're going to get shoved around. I don't care if you're my height and you're 5'1", or whether you're 6 foot, you're still going to be barging into you, knocking your camera around, possibly trying to grab your camera off you. I've had that a lot. So yeah, just be very self-aware. People are going to be falling everywhere, they're going to be chucking drinks around, maybe dashing drinks at people if someone's having a fallout. You could walk headlong into a fight if you're not looking. So definitely be self-aware. I wear earplugs when I work in clubs, but you kind of have to be very aware of people's facial expressions, their body language, and just see if someone's having a confrontation. Maybe, you know, alert a member of door staff, or just kind of steer clear for a little while of that area of the club, whatever, however you want to deal with that situation. Just don't go walking headlong into fights or into drinks getting thrown around. So even if you're in a DJ booth, people still throw drinks and they can still get on kit and stuff, so just be aware that even if you are somewhere like that, which I would generally, and most people can consider a safe zone, you are not always safe. So just be aware of these things. Point number 3 was being aware of drinks, which I already covered in tip number 2. Basically, just be aware of drinks. Drinks can get fallen, can get knocked over on tables. For me, if my camera is hanging down, being so short, if it fell over on a table, it could easily get on my camera just because I'm so short. People will walk into you with drinks and accuse you of spilling their drink. I've had people walk up behind me and apparently be walking quicker than me and throw a drink up my back. I don't know how this works, especially in like this was like at the start of the night and there weren't that many people in the club, so they could have just walked around me. I don't know, but people do weird shit like that when they're out and they've had a drink. They're not looking where they're going, they're not looking whether they're holding their drink straight or whether it's like doing this. I've had people literally to look at their phone, they've had a drink in their hand and just tip the drink. Like, what the fuck? That's happened even at weddings. Tip number 4 is choose your lenses accordingly. Don't go and bring all the lenses in the world. I wouldn't say that a zoom lens is something you're necessarily going to need in a club situation. A prime lens is always good. I personally like a fisheye lens, but that's how I like to shoot. That's part of my shoot style. Things like that, just shoot to whatever is your taste, your style, what sort of shots you're after. Things like that. It's just basically whatever you want to do and whatever you want to shoot, however the shoot style is required for the venue you're at. Tip number 5 is just be aware of the light is always changing. I know you have a flash, and generally you can use a flash. Some people don't like to use a flash. Sometimes I like to not use a flash as a technique to get particular shots and styles of shot. So you can do a lot of different things working with and without flash when you are in a club situation, but the light is always changing, so you've got to be very aware of that. If you've got a DJ or a lighting guy who is very much into strobes, you've got to be aware of that, because you could be going to take a picture, they hit the strobe, completely gone, like overexposed, nothing to use, nada. So you have to be very aware of these things when you are working with different people, and also a lot of lighting places in smaller clubs tends to just be set to, like, it's set to the audio, so it kind of changes according to tracks and stuff. So colour changes, disco balls, shit like that, you've got all sorts to work with and work against you. You can use lighting really effectively, really nice kind of colour clashes, and you can get like backlit of colour and stuff like that, but then you have normal colour because you're using a flash. You can get all sorts of crazy cool stuff, but sometimes the light can work against you. If you aren't using flash, I would say that red really works against you because it just destroys texture like no other. But other than that, just, you know, if you've got a flash, you should be able to get around this. I would say definitely get a external speed light or flash head, whatever you want to call it, opposed to using the bog standard one on your camera, because depending on what lens you're using, it can actually create a shadow if your lens is too long or if you've got it zoomed in too much. So yeah, I would just, those are basically my tips for going into club photography. Go and have fun, guys, enjoy it, and if you guys haven't already liked and subscribed, please do so, and I will see you all soon with another video. Bye guys.